In 1904, almost nobody believed Japan could win. Russia was one of the largest empires on Earth. Its territory stretched across Europe and Asia. Its army numbered in the millions. Its navy was considered one of the world's most powerful. Japan, by comparison, had only recently emerged from centuries of isolation. Just 50 years earlier, it had still been ruled by samurai. Yet, within months, Japan would do something that stunned the entire world. It would defeat a European great power, and in doing so, permanently change the balance of power in Asia. But how did a nation that had only recently entered the modern world defeat one of the most powerful empires on Earth? To answer that question, we need to look at a conflict that began thousands of miles from Moscow on the shores of East Asia. The roots of the conflict lay in Korea and Manchuria. Both Russia and Japan saw these regions as vital to their future. Korea was strategically positioned between Japan and the Asian mainland. Manchuria contained valuable resources and important rail connections. Neither side was willing to give up influence. As negotiations broke down, war became increasingly likely. On the night of February 8, 1904, Japan struck first. Without a formal declaration of war, Japanese torpedo boats attacked the Russian fleet at Port Arthur. The surprise attack damaged several major warships and immediately put Russia on the defensive. Across the world, observers were stunned. Many expected Russia to crush Japan quickly. Instead, the opposite seemed to be happening. On land, Japanese forces advanced into Korea and Manchuria. The fighting was brutal. Modern artillery, machine guns, trenches, and mass assaults produced enormous casualties. The war became a preview of the industrial warfare that would later dominate World War I. Battle after battle pushed Russian forces farther back, but Japan was paying a heavy price for every victory. The turning point came at sea.
Under the cover of the
Russia dispatched its Baltic fleet on an extraordinary journey. The fleet sailed more than 18,000 miles around the world to reach East Asia. It took months. By the time it arrived, crews were exhausted and ships were worn down. Waiting for them was Japan's navy under Admiral Togo Haihachiro. Often called the Nelson of the East, Togo was one of Japan's most respected naval commanders. He had studied modern naval warfare and helped transform Japan's navy into a force capable of challenging the great powers. Now, after months of preparation, he was about to face the largest fleet Russia had ever sent to war. The outcome would decide the future of the conflict. In May 1905, the two fleets met in the Tsushima Strait. What followed became one of the most decisive naval battles in history. Japanese gunnery was faster, Japanese coordination was superior, and Japanese commanders executed their plan with remarkable precision. Within 2 days, the Russian fleet had been shattered. Most of its battleships were sunk, captured, or destroyed. The defeat was catastrophic. News of the victory spread around the world. For the first time in modern history, an Asian nation had defeated a major European power in a large-scale modern war. The result shocked governments from London to Washington. Military planners rushed to study Japan's success. And colonized peoples across Asia saw something many had thought impossible. A Western empire could be beaten. The war officially ended in September 1905 with the Treaty of Portsmouth. Japan gained influence in Korea and strengthened its position in Manchuria. Russia emerged, weakened and humiliated. Years of economic hardship and dissatisfaction with Tsar Nicholas II had already created tensions throughout the empire. The shocking defeat by Japan only made those problems worse. Protests, strikes, and political unrest began to intensify. Workers, students, and political reformers increasingly challenged the government, demanding change. That contributed to the Russian Revolution of 1905. For Japan, the victory was more than a military triumph. It was proof that the modernization begun after the Meiji Restoration had worked. If you'd like to understand how that transformation began, be sure to watch my documentary, From Opening Japan to Ending Its Empire, the brutal choice that saved Japan from colonization. It tells the story of how Japan's leaders reshaped the nation long before the war with Russia. The nation that had once feared becoming a victim of imperial powers had now joined their ranks. But hidden within the celebration was a dangerous lesson. Many leaders began to believe that military expansion was the path to national greatness, and that belief would shape Japan's future for decades to come. After defeating one of the world's greatest empires, what do you think was Japan's biggest mistake? Believing it could never be defeated, or believing expansion was the key to greatness? The war with Russia made Japan a world power, but it also marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that would eventually lead the empire toward even greater ambitions and even greater conflicts.